Hello everybody and welcome back to the last video in the wireless penetration testing section. Now what I want to show you in this video is what security measures you can take in order to prevent some of the attacks. Now first thing that you might actually ask yourself is, why is the deauthentication attack even possible? Well, there is not really a measure that you can take in order to prevent it, but there is a certain version which is 802.11w, which you can switch to in order to protect yourself from the deauthentication attack. It basically works as it uses the protected management frames which can detect and prevent the deauthentication attack. There is no other known security measure that you can take in order to prevent it from the deauthentication attack. Now I believe that the WPA2 security measures will have some kind of a protection against the deauthentication attack, but we will have to wait for it to come out in public before we actually see that. So the next thing I want to show you is basically, let me just go to my router, so 192.168.1.1, and I will log into my router right here. And I will show you some security measures you shouldn't do. Now some people, let me just log in. Some people, for example, think that if they put their network in hidden, if they hide their network name, that they will be safe. So basically the attack that I showed you in the previous video, which was discovering the hidden network name and connecting to the hidden network with just a name, some people think that it is a security measure, and in reality it is even easier to hack that kind of a network than a simple network with a WPA2 password. So as we can see right here, let me just find it, wireless LAN, and you can see right here under the, since I didn't still change the settings from the previous attack, I have here broadcast SSID no, which for me stands for the network being hidden. Now for you it might be something different, and it might be in some other section, since this router is not the same as your router. This is an old router, so it doesn't have a bunch of the options. It is very easy to find the broadcast SSID option. What you want to do is for sure click here on yes, and basically let me just find right here, where did I change it? The authentication type right here, you do not want to have on open system ever. You do not want to have on WAP64 bits or basically any WAP. You most likely for now on want to have on WPA2 minus PSK for private share key. So you want to have a password for it, and you want to have a strong password for it. So mix the symbols, numbers and letters and make it as long as you can, and also remember it. So this is the strongest at the moment security measure, the WPA2, and a strong password. Which if you have a strong password, it will take a hacker days or perhaps weeks in order to crack your password. The longer the password, the harder for it. The longer the password and the more symbols and letters and numbers it has, the harder it will be for the hacker to crack it. If you have a password of only, for example, numbers, it will be very easy to crack it for anyone with a little bit of knowledge. Now, as I said, so hidden networks will not protect you, so let me just submit this right here, since I set it back to the WPA2 security measure and with the password. The next thing that I want to talk about is the MAC filtering, which is right here. Now, you might think that the MAC filtering will be enough to actually prevent a hacker to get into your wireless network. Now, it might be enough if you also specify the password for the wireless, but if you only put the MAC filtering without the password, basically anyone with a little bit of knowledge, and for now on you as well, can change your MAC address, as I showed you even before how you can do that, and with the changed MAC address you can basically bypass the MAC filtering. Now, if you have to use a MAC filtering, there is basically a blacklisting and whitelisting. Blacklisting is basically blocking a certain MAC addresses from connecting to a wireless access point, and whitelisting is allowing certain MAC addresses to connect to a wireless access point. Now, it would be better to use a whitelist, but both of them can be cracked very easily, as we can just run the arrow dump program and see the clients connected to the network and see their MAC addresses. Then we can deauthenticate those clients, or basically just one client, and we can change our MAC address with the MAC changer, as I showed in the previous tutorial. So basically MAC changer is a simple program. Let me just show you right here. So just type here MAC changer and it will give you a bunch of the options. You can type --help and it will basically give you the option to spoof a MAC address with this -m option. You can type any MAC address you want, and basically you would type the MAC address of the client that is connected to the wireless access point that uses the whitelist, and basically then you deauthenticate the client and you connect with his MAC address. It is simple to bypass. Another thing that you shouldn't do, or basically another thing that you should do, is if you want another security measure, you could use the enterprise wireless. Now, the enterprise, you might ask, why should we use that? Well, basically every user has different password in enterprise. Even if someone got the password or hacked the password of some user, he would only be able to target one user. So it is also a thing to reconsider using, since it does provide a certain level of security. Basically, as I said, if you were to get a password from one user, you wouldn't be able to do much. You wouldn't be able to run the man-in-the-middle attacks, for example, so it is a good security measure. But I believe not many of us, or basically almost nobody at home, has the wireless enterprise. So you can reconsider using that, and that would be it for the preventing the attacks that we covered right here. Now, hopefully the WPA3 will provide us with a lot more security, even though the WPA2 is enough. Basically, the WPA2 will provide you enough security if you use a strong password. If you use a weak password, not even WPA3 can prevent the wireless access point getting exploited or compromised. So that would be about it for the security measures. With this we finished the wireless access point section, or basically hacking the wireless access point. We will also cover, as I said, the evil twin attack later on. We will do it manually. I will show you what all the files you will need to do that, but more about that later on. And we will continue hacking in the next lectures. Hope I see you there, and take care. Bye.